Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Butler, and I know I'm living right. I woke up this morning, early this morning. It was late last night after taking a nap or something. And I went online and did a search, and I said, oh my God, there is a Lord Jesus, and He loves me and has touched my soul. I found this post about the Cheri Bates confession letter from 2017. Let me see if I can pull it. Oh, here it is, right? So it is a Zodiac Discussion forum. And you will never guess who's actually on here, right? Some guy named Anonymous, right, says Inside Detective magazine was published in 1969, 1.5 years before the little list letter where he wrote virtually identical phrases. He simply could have read this magazine. Whether the confession letter was connected later by police is irrelevant. Zodiac could still have read it as early as January 1969. The two crimes were discussed as possibly having connection as early as October 20th, 1969. He's saying that Zodiac being connected to the Cheri Jo Bates murders and the confession letters and the Bates letters, right, that went to the father of the police in the Enterprise, right, were simply coincidence, or that the Zodiac probably read something about it, and that's why he mimicked unique things about those letters and in future communications. Okay? A guy who goes by I am not Avery, who's a prominent member. My good friend Doc Deeneka on Reddit. I was like, oh my God. Here's a post of his from August 12th, 2017 at 3:09 a.m. So I'm not the only one talking about the Zodiac early in the morning. And this was 2017, so that was 2025. Right? That was 12 years ago. So he's been obsessed with the Zodiac for a long time. Much longer than me, right? But I digress. Let's see what Doc had to say. As Doc does, which I love about him, is he'll post what you say first and then respond. So he repeats what this guy says, right, about the little list letter where he wrote, says magazine was published, blah, 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 blah. And Doc comes back and says, again, in bold, loud, yelling, again, it's not that simple, right? And then he goes on to say, for that to support Dr. Necker, I am not Paul Avery. I am going to give him my full attention and my full support. Because me and this guy, for once in the 3 years I have been investigating this case, are on the exact same page in public in front of everybody. And I love it. I'm going to church. Oh, today's Monday. I cannot be so happy. For again, it's not that simple. For that to be what happened, you also have to believe the following. Z read a specific article inside Detective, copied the misspellings and wording styles from the confession reproduction, somehow managed to guess the unpublished handwriting from the Bates letters and desktop, right? Unpublished handwritings from the Bates letters and the desktop letter, right? That were found later in the Cheri Jo Bates murder investigation. Fooled the state handwriting expert with his forged Riverside handwriting, right? In other words, replicated what happened in Riverside so much so that a state handwriting expert believed it, that it could possibly be connected, right? Remembering, you are now claiming Z copied his handwriting, style, and misspellings from Riverside. So now you get to also claim it's all a coincidence. It's all coincidence, right? Oh, I love this on my phone. It had to block it down. He wrote it so big that it won't even fit on my phone. So now you get to claim it's all a coincidence. He's saying, are you out of your mind? He goes on to say Z also used double posters like many of the Riverside envelopes. Z used a felt tip marker like the confession envelope. Like, how does he even know that? Right? But I agree with him. He's right. Z managed to have the Riverside case linked to the Z crimes without any effort on his part to promote the connection, and happened to take credit for a crime that was like his crimes, never solved to this day. Now tell me, is all that even probable? No, it isn't, Doc. You're right. It's not probable. It's not impossible. Doc Deeneka, or, I am not Paul Avery, is saying, wake up, Anonymous, and wake up anybody else, that you can't do all this and it be a coincidence. I mean, Doc, you broke it down, baby. When I tell people all this stuff, they call me crazy. They call me obsessed. They say I need to go see a doctor, right? I need to get my head examined. I need to go outside and get some air, right? I need to go touch grass. They say nobody's that obsessed about the Zodiac. What's your problem? You've been doing this for a while, man. Right? Post number 857 from a prominent member. Baby, I love you, man. Because for once in front of the world, not on a DM or somewhere hidden, right? Where you and I argue or whatever happens, we're on the same page, man. And I'm backing you up 1,000%. This dude, like the rest of these people, right? Investigating the Zodiac is an idiot. He's either in denial or he's stupid. And we both know he doesn't know shit. So he's just stupid. But you, my friend, you dude, any day you want me to, anytime we're together, anywhere we are together, right? And you tell the truth like you told in this post, brother, I am there to back you up 1,000%. So now let's see exactly what you were trying to tell these people, right? Let's give it a look-see, brother. I got you back. These are the envelopes they talking about that the Cheri Bates had to die letters came in. One went to the police, one went to the press enterprise, and one went to her grieving father. Let's take a look at those. There's the double stamps right there. Fake postmark below the stamps, which means that this was hand delivered. And guess what? There's our guy, Albert Lee Terry Jr.'s artistic genius at work, my friends. See that woman right there? I know who she is. Her initials are EDS, but I can't say it out loud because she's alive. I can talk about Albert Lee Terry Jr. because he's officially declared deceased. So I can talk about him. And Charlie, because it says that he passed away in 2019. So, there you go. That thing right there looks like a TR kind of thing. That's actually the, like Starship Enterprise, like Klingon vessel type stuff or whatever, right? So she worked on the USS Enterprise CVN 65, I think, as an assistant to a photographer. But back to what I'm talking about. This is the Cheri Bates letter. And, man, look at it. Albert's clever work is all over the place. Look at that. There's another girl's face, right? See how he hides all these images? Look at these people's faces inside the writing. But you can't fake that. This is bigger than the music, right? You can't fake influence, baby. And the Zodiac had influence, right? The Zodiac, this is the one that went to her father, okay? So let's see if we can find. Oh, well, I guess I just blew up the one that he sent to the dad a bunch of times here on my phone, just to prove the point. Well, Doc, you are absolutely 100% correct, my friend. The possibility that that was faked is simply an impossibility. You, my friend, are a genius because you can't claim it's all a coincidence. Now tell me, is all that even probable? No, it isn't. It is connected. And it's all connected to Albert Lee Terry Jr., who faked his death in 1971 and is the through line from Cheri Jo Bates's murder, the letter under the desk, all the way to today, with the conspiracy to flood the public with misinformation about the truth about the Zodiac. And my man, I want to thank you for telling the world August 12th, 2017 at 3:09 a.m. the truth. Peace out, my brother.